What does that feel like when you say it feels spiritual and you say it's a download? What does that mean in your world for you? Does it just feel like
Well, I
with
think there's
absolute certainty it must come
Yeah,
through
I
me?
think there's a creator. I think, when you look around at this world and as you get older, I think you appreciate it more. I mean, we live in a beautiful part of the world right beside the Rocky Mountains, and as you do down in California, obviously. But when you think of the millions and millions of species in our oceans, never mind, never mind anywhere else. I mean, I don't think a black hole did it. People say, well, you get intuition. I do believe when you have experience, you get intuition. And those are things that just come to you. But I think for me, this was more, I was really at a crossroads 4 years ago. I thought, what am I going to do? Like, I just can't sit and do nothing. I've done all the book thing. I've done all the other stuff. And it was just like a whisper, and it was like, you're supposed to do more. Figure it out. And then that question just popped into my head. But I believe God sends whispers. What I've learned is if you don't act on them really, really fast, yeah, it disappears.
Yes, I fully agree with you. I do think that those whispers exist, and what's really interesting about them is that when you follow your highest excitement in life, life itself just becomes more and more beautiful and more exciting and more abundant. It just feels like anything's possible when you begin to follow those little whispers, as you call them.
Yeah,
I
well,
love
as
that.
you say, I mean, you've got a great word, flow. I mean, things just flow. And whether you're writing a book or whether you've got a project, when things are in flow, you know what that energy's like. It's just the obstacles just disappear, and you're unstoppable, basically. And of
Oh,
course, we
yeah.
all get the obstacles. The bigger project you have, you're going to have probably bigger obstacles. But to me, those whispers, like having those little conversations and say, "Well, tell me what to do next, will you?"
Yeah, absolutely. And yes, flow is a very spiritual experience. Everyone has their own word for it, their own context for it, their own way of talking about the same thing. But ultimately, we are talking about the holy, what it means to be, this ontological design making experience of like, how do I show up in the best version of me possible and feel tapped into something meaningful? Because it's very easy for people to say the opposite of what you said.